Yo, ¿cómo están? How's everyone doing? This is Wild on Twos, and thank you for joining me on my channel. Please remember, hit the like, the subscribe, and the little bell for future notifications. That does help me out. This week's topic, we're going to be going over the future of motorcycle club culture in the U.S. Roll the intro. Yo, this is Wild on Twos, and like I said, thank you for joining me on my channel. Gonna get over to the left. This week we're gonna be going over the future of motorcycle club culture in the US and what everybody's opinion is. Because worldwide, it's pretty messed up right now. The US is kind of the last stand. And as usually, many of us don't even wrap our heads around how good we have it here. It's like comparing the prison systems. Here in the U.S., I mean, they get AC, 3 meals a day. There's programs, GED, you name it. Other countries, it's so bad that they have basically no rights in prison. We push the envelope beyond where it should be pushed. Instead of being grateful for what we have in this beautiful country and taking full advantage of it in harmony with our patches and letting each other coexist, our spoiled asses here just want to fight over territory. It's basically proof that we can't handle freedom. In other countries, there's basically almost no freedom. We have a chapter in Malaysia, and the crap there is, I mean, there's no such thing as patch policing there. They get arrested and beat for chewing gum. What do you think they would do for patch policing? They have no MC battles. Patch policing is basically illegal, punishable by death. MCs over there are able to ride in harmony and leave each other alone to ride with their brothers. Then you have the countries like Australia and New Zealand. They still play patch police, but they lost all their rights to ride with patches. In my opinion, I think some folks wear the colors or their club gear for the wrong reasons, like looking cool or going out to try to intimidate somebody, which is basically causing all of this in the first place. I personally do not need anything on me to make me look tough or intimidate anybody. It doesn't bother me or any true club member, basically the ones who are here to stay no matter what the laws that come out. But what does bother me is getting stripped of my rights to wear what I want to wear and ride with my brothers and keeping my Second Amendment rights. For some reason, there's people out there that like playing the bully. They're like those bullies in elementary school that sit around the sandbox taking all the kids' lunch money and just bullying. You never really saw that back in the 60s. One thing that was told to me was that don't ever present a problem without a solution, or else you're just a complainer. There are solutions out there, but that gets pretty in-depth, and I could make a video of what I think a solution would be if anybody wants to hear it. But in short, a solution is basically for the leaders in the MC world to take charge and do what's necessary. Unfortunately, there's some clubs out there that set themselves up for failure. So our task in hand is to predict the future of the MC culture here in the US. Because all this with technology and social media that we have today, we get many keyboard warriors and cheerleaders. And we literally see some few club members posting open threats on social media with pictures of their club patches, talking about RICO. I mean, that's just breaking so many laws as it is, bringing your whole club down. Over the years, many have lost the meaning of a one-percenter. People romanticize of what a one-percenter looks like, the prototypical American outlaw. But for some reasons, clubs and members twisted that look, basically making them look like a gang member, which is far-fetched from what was intended in the beginning for. The only people that are destroying this lifestyle are the people participating in territorial disputes. Heavy illegal activity extortion, intimidation, and I can go on with several lists. That's not a conduct of a true one percenter. It was never meant to be that way. And now it's a bit difficult to say that we are not criminal gangs when you have all these battles hitting the news or letting the media spread false reports about the culture. There are supposed to be a club of brotherhood that ride together. It's not supposed to be a militia cartel, because the public sees it very simple. It's cut and dry with them. They basically say these guys are evil criminals and should be shut down at any cost. But then on the other hand, we have many bikers saying we don't care what the public thinks. But then guess what? They're going to outlaw it all. And then everyone will end up behind bars or will be free but with no rights to be in a club anymore. Some of these folks think it would never happen here in the US. But it's happened everywhere else in the world. For example, like we said, Australia has protective orders. There's a law that the country adopted called the Queensland Organized Crime Laws, which basically states, I mean it has a lot of things, but basically states if you are a documented member of a certain club, then you are not allowed to be near any other documented members of that club. So that right there cancels everything. So if you're on the protective order with your club, it's basic, your club life is basically over. If that type of thing happens here, which can very easily happen, they did it with the gang injunctions in California. We have the possibility for this to happen here because you have someone going around threatening and telling folks you do not have permission to do this, wear these patches or whatnot. These guys are willing to hurt folks over patches, not because of them stepping on toes, stealing or sleeping with their old ladies, or snitching or anything against them, only wearing a design on clothing that they deem an enemy. Because they are putting the MC culture in jeopardy. Then on the other hand, you have, the dick riders that back that play up. So these guys, they are doing everything in their power to destroy this culture. A big part of the problem is also a bunch of the channels out there saying that if you do this, the one percenters are going to do that. They're not putting a disclaimer saying that maybe it's an individual that will get you, but they are clumping the whole MC, or they are just putting the whole lump of all one percenters in there. That gives everyone a bad name and pumps up the cheerleaders. The solution is for the strong leaders in the MC world to stand up, get vocal. Without their participation, there is no point. Me just saying this is not going to go anywhere. And I don't think it's happening in its own way. Our patches shouldn't be looked at as a rank, but a sign of freedom and brotherhood. So let's keep it simple, because a forced brotherhood is not a real brotherhood. Okay guys, well, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, what the future of the MC culture is in the US. Okay guys, thank you for listening to my rant. Have a great day, much love and respect, and peace.